Bard versus every support. One quick tip versus every support. How to win as Bard versus every support. That's one tip versus every support as Bard. Bard versus every support, one quick tip. Let's get straight into this list. We're going A to Z, man. Start off with the first one on this list, dude, Alistar. One tip for this man is stay next to walls to prevent yourself from getting full comboed from this dude. So if you're next to the wall and he tries to headbutt combo you, at least he won't be able to stun you, because right after he does knock you up, you'll be able to portal out away, preventing you from getting that stun from his E. Against Bard, basically just play like him, but better. Against Blitzcrank, honestly, for this, depending on how tanky you are, you could allow yourself to get hooked. That way, if the enemy ADC is in the right spot, you can do a double stun on the Blitz and the ADC, and then turn the whole fight around. For Brand, since your MS is pretty fast as Bard, as long as you can bait his W, and as long as it misses, that's a lot of his damage gone. At that point, that's where you can turn around, go for the fight, and you'll probably win. Against Braum, level 1, just poke the shit out of him, dude. Like, Braum has no sustain for himself or for the ADC, so just harass him as much as possible. That way you can deter him from making any kind of moves level 2 or 3. Against Fiddlesticks, maintain vision of him, and whenever you see that he's charging his ulti him to cancel his ulti and leave him standing in his tracks. And after that, he's super squishy, so if you stun him right after you ulti him, he should pretty much be dead. Against GOT YOU, try to Q him as he charges in, because he does charge back when he charges in, and so he'll be much more likely to be stunned with that. And if he's stunned right after he charges in and knocks you up, he won't be able to follow up with his taunts, and then with that, you'll be able to get away a lot more cleanly. You'll probably be alive in that case. And then after that, turn around, kite him, auto him. He is still a melee champion. Against Gragas, his abilities are pretty telegraphed, so if he does go for that body slam, you could try to Q him, and then even if he still gets a body slam in, you should be able to get a stun on him after he charges in, preventing him from comboing it with his ulti and knocking you back into the enemy team. Against Janna, try to bait her shield in the lane phase, just purely with the autos. Whenever she does pop her shield and it does go down, that's when you can turn it around and then continue the fight, and then you probably win the fight afterwards. Basically, save your Q for after she shields. Against Karma, you can use your poke minion advantage, because Karma can't Q you through her minions, but you can Q her through her minions. So with that, that is somewhat of like a range advantage for you. As long as you stay behind the minions and prevent yourself from getting hit by any of her Qs, you should be able to go through the lane pretty fine. Against Leona, whenever Leona goes in with like her full combo, her ulti, her E, her Q, just ulti the ADC and then get any kind of damage that could possibly come from the ADC. And then after that, her full combo is down. She's just there as a sitting duck. You can turn it immediately on the ADC actually, as they'll be out of position, and then you could probably follow up that ulti with your own stun. Against Lulu, I'd say you outrange her poke. She's also pretty squishy, so as long as you harass her a little bit more, you should win this lane phase until level 6. At that point, Lulu's ulti will just be a lot stronger than your ulti. So just try to play as aggressive as possible pre-6. Against Lux, just dodge your Q, just run perpendicular to it. You are pretty fast with your move speed, and if you can dodge your Q, then that's a lot of her threat gone, and at that point you can go in. Against Malphite, just poke the shit out of him. He's pretty linear for what his skills do, and you'll be able to outwin the trades as long as you're constantly harassing him and preventing his passive from charging back up. He is pretty annoying, but all he has pre-6 is a cheese wheel, and with that, he has no sustain, no peel to help out with the ADC. You get to go for the laning phase. Against Maokai, try to bait your Maokai to go to root you as you're staying next to the wall. With that, put the portal in, and then basically you baiting him through the tunnel, and that way it's an easy kill on him. Against Morgana, an empowered auto along with your Q breaks the shield, and it still allows to get a stun onto whoever has that black shield on, basically rendering that thing useless. Against Nami, try to use your health relic on your ADC, as this will give them enough move speed to hopefully be able to dodge the bubble and prevent them from dying. Against Nautilus, he has a very telegraphed ultimate, so once you see him ulting, just ult the ADC and negate any other further damage that he can follow up on. Against Nico, she doesn't really have any escapes, so it should be a pretty easy kill if you ulti her. Against Ornn, try to ulti him whenever he ultis, at least for the second charge. That way he won't be able to charge and preventing that knockup from happening, preventing that huge team fight ulti to just knock up your entire team. Against Pantheon, just play like a bitch, man. Just don't die and you'll outscale hard. Against Poppy, if you ever see yourself next to a wall, just pour out immediately, preventing him from getting that stun onto you. Against Pyke, just think of him as like a squishier blitz. Just harass him as hard as possible level 1. Against Rakan, whenever he uses his E on the ADC, that can allow for a super easy double stun for you. Against Senna, you can play super aggressive level 1 and you'll probably win that level 1. He's also really slow, so you can ult it at any time and it'll pretty much hit. Against Set, he has a super telegraph engage, so whenever you see him charging up that Hex Flash or anything like that, he just runs straight towards you, so you just cue him in the face and that'll slow him enough to probably prevent you from getting pulled into him. Against Shaco, he's pretty squishy, and just don't get baited into a bush and you'll probably at least go even in the lane phase and just outscale him. Against Shen, if you ever see him ulting, just ulti him to prevent him from doing anything more in that team fight. Against Sona, she is insanely squishy, so just try to poke her out level 1, out roam her, all in her. You can pretty much all in her at like any stage of this game. Against Soraka, just out roam her. Soraka's super slow. You're not really ever gonna see a Soraka roaming to mid lane or anything like that. Against Swain, ulti him whenever he ultis, just basically just to stop him in the trap. I know you're kind of giving him free Zhonya's, but at least stop him from moving towards you and allow you to get away. Against Tahm Kench, you can potentially get a pretty easy double stun him as long as you can time your Qs right, and as long as the ADC is dumb enough to just get out of his stomach in a straight line. Against Taric, your ulti duration is the exact same duration as his ulti, so the moment that his ulti touches down on his team, just ulti his team and it'll basically negate the entire invincibility duration. Against Teemo, just poke him out and you can all hit him pretty easily with your superior range. Just get a stun on him and it should be good to go. Against Thresh's Lantern brings the ADC right next to them whenever they grab it, so try to line up your stun for that when it happens for an easy double stun. Against Vel'Koz, save your ulti for whenever he ultis. Typically, he'll ulti whenever he knocks you up with his little orb ball thing and he'll try to all in you. But as long as you see that he's about to do that, it should be pretty easy to ulti him and negate and prevent him from killing you. Against Veigar, if someone's stuck in the cage, just ulti whoever is stuck in the cage to negate the upcoming burst. Against Xerath, just ulti his ulti to prevent any more of his ult charges to pop in onto you. Against Yuumi, just leave the lane, dude. Roam as hard as you can. Just don't even think of that lane as a lane phase anymore, and you'll just be a lot more useful around the map. Tell your ADC that it's over. This is how we'll win the game, and that's how basically how you beat Yuumi is just not playing as Yuumi. Against Zac, stay next to the wall so that when he tries to jump into you can just portal out and completely ruin his engage potential. Against Zilean, if he has a bomb on your ADC and you know for sure that this bomb is about to kill him, ult your ADC to prevent the damage from coming in. Against Zyra, your level 1 is a lot better than Zyra's, I'd say, and she's pretty squishy, so you can pretty easily win trades and win the all-ins. That's pretty much all the supports that I deem are/were viable, or at least that I've seen as support at some point. If at least like one of these tips helped you out in some way for playing against that matchup, leave a like to this video. Comment down below any other quick tips that you might have against any of these other champions that I might have missed. I did only give one tip for all these, and dude, honestly, it was pretty hard to find one tip for every single support champion in this game, dude. I know there's plenty of more tips for plenty of more of these champions, so just leave them down below. And you know what? Comment down below what other champion you want tips for versus every support in the game. And thanks for watching. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to my channel for more support related videos, and don't forget to follow my Twitch channel, Twitch TV, so for the spiciest support gameplay. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, let's load.